Today we are starting the course content for the month of March for Senior 1 from topic 4.01 Rays of Light. We can see anything because they give off their own light, and we can see other things because of the daylight or other light bounces of them. They reflect light into our eyes. That's why we can see any object. So now we can clearly say that the basic phenomena from which we can see any object is the reflection, because they bounces off the light from their surfaces. Light is very important for us. We are able to see everything around us because of light, from watching TV to taking photographs to playing sports. Without light, our world would be in total darkness and we would practically be blind. Our eyes detect light in the range of the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. To a scientist, these 7 colors form a spectrum, and when they mix with each other, they form the light of white color. So we can say that light is in the white color. Sunlight is in the white color. Now, ray and beam. The direction of a very narrow path of light is known as a ray of light, and it is represented by a straight line with an arrow. And the bunch of the rays or the collection of the rays is known as beam of light. But there are 3 types of beam of light. The first one is the parallel beam of light, the second one is the divergent beam of light, and the third one is the convergent beam of light. In the parallel beam of light, the light rays are parallel to each other. The distance between them remains the same. So, the distance between them in the parallel beam of light remains the same. Whereas, in the divergent beam of light, you all can see that the light spreads out from their sources and the distance between them keeps on increasing. And the convergent beam of light, you can see that the rays meet at a common point and the distance between them keeps on decreasing until they meet at the common point. Now, some facts about the light. Light carries energy, and this is the first fact about the light, because light is the form of energy. Light is a form of energy, and that's why it carries energy. And the best proof for the light that it carries energy is that we can use the solar panels for the rays of light, and that solar panel converts the light energy into the electrical energy. Second point, light waves can travel through an empty space. It means that light can travel through the air and light can travel without the air. In the deep space, there is no air, so the place where there is no air can be treated as the empty space or as the vacuum. If the light cannot travel through an empty space, that would be impossible to see the sun and the star. Third fact, light travels in the straight path. For checking out this fact, we can use the torch and the light traced by the torch. We can join the point from one to another, and arrows are added to indicate the direction in which the light travels. So this is the proof that light travels in the straight path. And we can also check out the path of the laser light, and this beam, because of the dust in air, glints when the light reflects from it. And the fourth point, light is made up of waves. Throw a stone into the pond and the ripples spread across the surface of the water. Light travels in much the same way, but the ripples are tiny electrical and magnetic vibrations. And from this point, we can also conclude that light is a member of a very important family of an electromagnetic wave. So light belongs from the family of an electromagnetic wave because they have electrical and magnetic vibrations, and these vibrations are perpendicular to each other. That's why we can conclude light is a form of an electromagnetic wave. Let me tell you one more thing. There are some objects which give off their own light, but not all objects can give off their own light. They are the objects that give off their own light are known as luminous objects, and we are able to see such objects directly. For example, the images on the TV screen. And the objects that do not give off their own light are known as non-luminous objects, and we are only able to see such objects if there is a light source or luminous objects nearby. How do we see? We are able to see when light rays enter our eyes, and a picture, in this case we are able to see a non-luminous objects when the light from the nearby luminous object is reflected from all the non-luminous objects. This phenomena tells us that light can be reflected. This is an important characteristics of light which we will be studying in the next section. Now we are moving to the holograms. The picture on the credit card, as you all have already seen, that is known as the hologram. It looks a three-dimensional and its color changes as you look at it from the different angles. The image is actually a pattern of light waves reflecting from the surface of the card. The photograph of an, or we can also say that it is a photograph of an interference pattern which suitably illuminated produces a three-dimensional image, and its color changes as you look at it from the different angles. Lasers. Laser is a device that generates an intense beam of coherent monochromatic beam of light. Now, what is coherent and what is mean by the term monochromatic? Coherent means it is coming out from the one path, and monochromatic means it is coming out from the single source of light. It gives out a very intense beam of light, and the beam is extremely narrow. It is just one in color. And who discovered the laser, and what does it mean? What does its abbreviation stand for? Laser stands for light amplification stimulated emission of radiation, and it was invented by Theodore in 1960. There are many practical applications for the laser. Laser can be used in the medical industry or as well as the in textile industries as well, and they can use by the surgeons for the delicate operations as well. They can use in the optical fibers because we don't want any data to lose. That's why we can use the laser light for the transmission through an optical fiber. They can also use in the compact disc CD player. As the disc rotates, light from a tiny laser is reflected in the pulses from it. The pulses are then changed into the electrical signals and then into the sounds. They can also use in the telephone systems as well. Barcode reader. As you have already seen barcode readers in many supermarkets, and at many supermarkets, checkouts, the price of each item is read by passing its barcode over a laser. The detector picks up the reflected beam. The light pulses are then changed into the electrical signals for the bill. A barcode reader is an optical sensor that can read printed barcodes onto the object, decode the data contained in the barcode, and then send the data to a computer like a flatbed scanner. And then this data can tell us about the bill of an object that we have purchased. It consists of a light source and a lens and a light sensor translating for optical impulses into the electrical signals. Now, moving out to the task, the questions from the book, page number 85. We have 4 questions. Which of the following give off their own light? The sun, a page of a book, and the traffic light. You have to answer this by your own. Write down 3 uses of laser. And a student is not convinced that light is a form of energy. He wants evidence for this. What can you suggest to him? And question number 4. What is the speed of light through the space? As I have already told you that light can travel through the empty space and it belongs from the family of an electromagnetic wave. So all the members who belong from the family of an electromagnetic wave travels with the speed of 300,000 kilometers. So all the members who belong from the family of an electromagnetic wave can travel with the speed of 300,000 kilometer every second, which means that light can travel with the same speed as well. Thank you so much.